This time it is official. The Killzone Mercenary online servers will be shutting down August 12th, 2022. A few years ago, the servers shut down completely unannounced, and we thought that was it. But a short while later, they came back online, and the Vita community rushed to finish off this game while we still had the chance, not knowing when it might go down again. Well, fortunately, this time we have an official announcement. On the 12th of August, 2022, online servers for Killzone Mercenary, Killzone Shadowfall, and Riggs Mechanized Combat League will shut down. Online features, including online multiplayer modes, will cease on that date. Single-player offline modes remain available. So I thought this would be a great time to celebrate and remember this outstanding first-party game on one of my most cherished and generally underrated handhelds of all time, the PlayStation Vita. Killzone Mercenary is unfortunately one of those games I didn't get around to playing for quite some while. I think one of the first-person shooters I ever played on the PlayStation Vita was Call of Duty Black Ops Declassified, and that was a very okay game. I think it kind of pushed me away from first-person shooters on the Vita, so I dismissed Killzone at first. It wasn't until much later, after several people recommended it, that I would actually give this game a chance, and come to realize it's a very impressive title that really showcases what this 2011 handheld hardware is capable of. Unfortunately, at that time, I ignored the multiplayer modes. When the servers went off in 2020, I was so upset with myself for not giving it a chance. But then, wouldn't you know it, when the servers did finally come back up, I still didn't play it. But now that it is official with this announcement, I realize this is my last chance to grab the online trophies and finally experience the multiplayer game modes. No more pushing it further into the backlog. Now fortunately, Killzone has a Bot Zone DLC available for only $2.49, which I highly recommend getting if you have the game, because this allows you to play 2 of the 3 multiplayer game modes offline with bots. I really wish more games would do this, because at least this will give us a chance to experience what these game modes were like even after the servers shut down. So with what time I had left, I wanted to make sure to experience every aspect of the game. Play all online game modes with friends, random players, and of course, get any important trophies out of the way. The first order of business was to make sure I win at least one game of Warzone. This will be for the Well-Rounded trophy, which requires you to win at least once in all 3 multiplayer game modes. Warzone can only be played with real players online. The other 2 multiplayer game modes I could do offline in the Bot Zone DLC. So the next step was working toward playing 100 multiplayer matches. This isn't quite as bad as it sounds, because you can actually boost this by playing the Bot Zone DLC, which is actually really fun. And you don't even have to win the matches. The only exception here is that you do need to play at least one final match in the online servers with real players in order to unlock the trophy. Another thing I was working on while doing these matches was trying to collect as many valor cards as I could. These are cards that drop when you defeat a ranked player online. If that player, say, has an ace rank, they will always drop an ace card, but the suit will depend on which types of guns they've been using recently. So I only needed to grab about half of the valor cards online, because the other half I could obtain by collecting intel in the single player campaign. Eventually, gathering the full set of 52 valor cards required to unlock the full deck trophy. So I had a lot of fun playing online in random matches of all 3 game modes. Mercenary is like a free-for-all battle with up to 8 players. Guerrilla is a team battle with 2 teams of up to 4 players each. And Warzone is an objectives-based team battle with both teams fighting over 5 unique alternating objectives. Completing objectives earns your team points, and the team with the most points at the end of the match wins. These objectives will have you either collecting as many valor cards as you can, hacking Vanguard capsules, interrogating enemies, or racking up the body count. Fortunately, the lobbies have been very active since the announcement to shut down. PSN profiles showed over 500 active players just the other day, and I mean, even if you aren't a trophy hunter, this is one of our last chances to enjoy the multiplayer in Killzone Mercenary with other players. I played with some really skilled players, some that were just learning. I even coordinated with friends from the Vita community so we could play together, and some of you I just happened to run into by playing random matches. I recognized quite a few PSN usernames, even some of you that I know already have the Platinum Trophy from years ago, just coming to enjoy the last moments of Killzone Online. It's times like this that really make me appreciate the community that we have, where we all just kind of come together, share information, help each other out with the trophies, boosting, or just enjoying one of the passions we all have in handheld gaming, and especially the PlayStation Vita. Now, to finish up the online-only trophies, the last thing I had to do was earn the Aces High trophy, which is earned by reaching the highest online valor rank, Ace. To do this, I had to earn as many Vectin dollars as I could within a 24-hour period, just by playing the game. It can be done in campaign mode or online, but the server most likely needs to be online in order to receive your online rank, so it's now or never. I actually ended up playing a lot of the single-player campaign again, which is fairly short, maybe around 4 hours or so, but it has a decent amount of replayability because there are multiple ways to get through each mission. You could go just completely stealth and be super quiet, sneak up, attack, and make your way through going completely unnoticed. Or you could run in, guns blazing, setting off all the alarms and getting everybody on your ass. Plus there's intel to collect, some of it is hidden really well in secret areas, and there's multiple paths to take. For each mission, you have 3 difficulty levels to choose from. Obviously, the harder difficulties will reward you with more money, but you also have 4 different sets of mission objectives to choose from. You've got primary, which is basically getting through the level any way you can. Then you have a set of precision objectives that you can select, which will require you to stick to a time frame and some other restrictions. Then you've got covert objectives, which include more stealth. Then there's my favorite, demolition, which is all explosions and kicking butt. So I really love these selectable objective lists, because a lot of times with games like this, I might not be creative enough or incentivized enough to figure out all of the various ways you can complete a mission. This provides you with the objectives so you know what you're doing if you want to go for stealth operations or demolition, whatever. Now, with your Vectin dollars, these will accumulate in any game mode, so whether you play online or replay missions, you'll constantly be earning more money. With that, you'll be able to buy new equipment, weapons, or maybe even some high-tech gadgetry like missile strikes, shields, remote-controlled execution drones, cloaking, rocket launchers, and radar systems. Now, these purchases are totally worth it because you can use these in online modes or in the single-player campaign. There are tons of different weapons and equipment, and because there are so many different ways to play the game, you'll want to change your equipment up depending on the mission and your playstyle. Like, for instance, if you're going for stealth, you might want to equip some lighter, quieter armor, and maybe a silenced pistol or tranquilizer gun, which is great for interrogating enemies. Fortunately, for bot zone and online modes, you'll be able to unlock up to 5 different custom loadouts just by earning money and ranking up within the game. You also have a ton of different medals you can earn for just about everything you do in the game. Number of kills for each weapon, headshots, stealth kills, or number of times you use specific gadgets. Whenever you earn one of these medals, you'll get a bonus reward of Vectin dollars. The PlayStation Vita is always so easy to come back to after being 10 years old because it was so advanced for the time, being one of the first handhelds to have dual analog sticks, a very sharp looking OLED display with a high pixel density, and Bluetooth audio. It may not be quite as impressive looking when blown up on a 65-inch display, but Killzone Mercenary does have native PSTV support after applying the latest update patch. And this will even remap some of the controls to make use of the additional buttons and triggers on a DualShock controller. If you play on the handheld Vita, it'll make use of touchscreen features, having you swipe the screen to perform certain melee takedowns, hacking systems, or setting explosive charges. It just feels great to play either way, handheld or controller. Now, for those of you that haven't played it yet, is it worth picking up even after the servers go down? Yes, definitely. And I would even say pick up the Bot Zone DLC if you can, because it is totally worth it. It's super cheap and lets you get a feel for how the online mode plays. Definitely recommend picking that up. If you own a PlayStation Vita, Killzone Mercenary is a must-have title. Not only is it a great showpiece, it's fun to play, and it's also a Vita exclusive. You're not going to be able to play Killzone Mercenary anywhere else. Unless, of course, maybe they release a Killzone remastered collection one day, but that's probably not too likely. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Until next time, I will see you later.